our recess is over, and the member for Peace River North who didn't share is Jolly Ranchers.
Yes.
You have the floor.
I probably shouldn't have put the Jolly Rancher in my mouth. It's watering again. So, but great conversation during the recess. First of all, I do want to thank my colleague for the opportunity to ask a couple of questions here this afternoon of the minister. I guess the first one is, and I've asked this before in the past of different ministers of education, the challenge around attracting teachers to the north and rural communities, encouraging Indigenous nations to become teachers and to teach, and uncertified TOCs, teachers with a letter of permission, which the list is growing and growing. And recently, at the BCSTA, the Northern Interior Branch sponsored a recommendation, a motion about creating a Northern Teacher Bursary, which is similar to what Alberta has right now to encourage people to get trained up in the north and to stay in the north. In fact, I'm a perfect result of that. I did all my training in the local ACOPE program, which is offered at Northern Lights College, partnership with SFU, and stayed, as most of my student friends did. We all stayed. So we know it's important to keep people trained in the area that they train because they're going to stay. But as the opportunities grow, because teachers are needed everywhere. They're needed in other jurisdictions across Canada. They're needed across southern BC. So there's a competition that really struggles for northern BC. And I'm just wondering if the minister or the ministry has had this discussion about creating a permanent northern bursary for teachers going through teacher training in the north.
Minister.
Thank you, Chair. Through you to the member. We know that the tight labor market is a reality. Tight labor market for teachers is a reality, not just in BC, but throughout Canada and internationally. We are welcoming many new British Columbians, and we know that has put pressure on services such as schools. It also provides opportunities for new people to join the workforce and fill labor gaps. The province is taking action to support school districts in hiring more certified teachers. This includes allowing a higher number of internationally trained educators to work in BC by updating the certification process, training more teachers by adding over 400 new spots in teacher education programs since 2018, and to members' comments supporting rural and remote communities, rural and remote school districts in recruiting more teachers. And we are also working with our Indigenous partners for the recruitment and retention of more Indigenous teachers. A $12.5 million boost, $12.5 million boost from the province will continue to help recruit, train, hire, and retain more K-12 teachers as we work to fill those gaps with our partners. And I also want to mention that the BC public school teacher salaries are now in line with other provinces due to the current collective agreement that provides significant wage increases. The province is partnering with the BC Public School Employers Association and launched the teacher recruitment incentives in summer of 2023 with $500,000 in funding to address the immediate need for teachers in rural and remote BC. This funding was used to provide hiring incentives between $5,000 and $10,000 per teacher. Of the 50 new teachers, 41 are in northern BC, 7 on Vancouver Island, and a second round of hiring incentives of $500,000 will be distributed to districts for this school year.
Member for Peace River.
Thanks, Chair, and thanks to the Minister. And obviously there has been a number of programs put in place, but I guess it goes back to the question that I did ask of the Minister was about putting in place a permanent grant, such as what Northern Alberta has, and seems to be working in retaining and keeping teachers in the north. There's been some one-off programs and some supports and all that, but my very specific question, is there a plan for the ministry to implement a bursary program very specifically for northern teachers?
Minister.
Thank you, Chair. Through you to the member, we have heard about this, what the member is talking about from our stakeholders in North, and we will be looking at those options. We would like to get more information, but I really want to mention that the investments that we have already made, that I talked about, the 500,000 that we made last year, has resulted in like hiring 50 new teachers. We will also be evaluating like how those investments, like how they are working and what are the changes that we need to make. So all things under our workforce strategy, we are looking at different options and definitely be considering like what we have heard from our stakeholders.
Member.
Great, and I do appreciate the minister saying that they, will look into it, and do encourage you to look into again what the Northern Alberta, I can't remember what institute is doing that bursary grant. But again, it is a great program, and at the end of the day, I know the minister did talk about the numbers and such, but they are down up in the north. And I know lots of school districts, especially into the more remote areas, well, even in Fort St. John and Prince George and others, are really struggling to maintain those teacher numbers. So anything that we can do to attract and retain teachers in the north would be a benefit. And my next question is well, it's not similar, but it's connected, I guess, is UNBC has been working on creating an online teacher program, which has been asked for by a number of Indigenous communities that, may not want to go into the city to go to university or to attend a college. We have a number of very rural, very remote communities, and now with this age of Starlink and such, there is those capabilities of doing online school. And UNBC is ready to go. Well, not quite ready to go, but they're certainly working toward that. But it seems the BC Council of Teachers is pushing back on getting this to move forward. We've seen, certainly since COVID, how things have changed in the online world, and those abilities to get training now online is different, certainly than when I went to university. It was horrible, but it's much better now. Obviously, the practicums would have to be in a classroom and such, and certainly not saying that. But is the ministry working or aware of this, first of all, this challenge, and trying to work with the BC Council of Teachers as well as UNBC to and post-secondary minister to get this program up and running for our more rural and remote communities?
Minister.
Thank you, Chair, and through you to the member. I completely agree, when the member mentioned about the unique realities of North and ways that we have to come up with the innovative ideas for the training. BCTC, BC Teachers Council, is responsible for improving teacher education programs. I'm aware of the program that the member is talking about, the one with UNBC, and we are very supportive of the new and innovative ways of delivering teacher education, but also considering that we also have to maintain the high standards of education in BC, but we are supportive of the idea.